The tip paid off, and I was the first to arrive at our pre-arranged meeting point, the Miami Highlight Stadium.
This is a Chevrolet Camaro, the RS model. 5-litre V8 engine, 5-speed gearbox, rear-wheel drive. A full-on American muscle car. Only 3 previous murderers, and I only paid $800 for it. It's a brilliant find.
Then Hammond turned up.
Oh dear, he's never been to America before, and now he's bought himself what he thinks all Americans have.
That is bluff. What do you think?
I knew, well,
It's a Dodge Ram.
it's terrible. A dent?
No, there's a few dents and a bit's missing, but it's basic. It's basic motoring at its very best.
You know how a Mercedes goes?
Yeah. It's not a Mercedes. It's not a Mercedes.
How much?
1,000.
That shuts. 1,000?
Yes.
800. I'm already $200 ahead of you.
$800.
The RS model?
Was that the basic one?
Of course it wasn't the basic one. RS is Rally Sport.
I'd asked James on that one when he arrives, but I'm not entirely sure it was.
There was the RS, the IROC Z. The RS was the... Yes.
Yeah, I think it was the...
I'll keep quiet about it. But no, every single thing on it works, nearly.
Oh, it's a manual.
Yeah, 5 on the floor, rear-wheel drive. I've got a
Manual.
muscle car. How many horsepower?
200 and a bit.
Rubbish.
170.
190. How do they get such a small amount of horsepower from a car?
The more pressing question, though, was where was James?
He will have walked into a dealership, hello, and they'll have shot him. Hello. How can he take so long?
Because that's what he does.
I mean, he'd be lost.
Good grief! That's not that was a train! That's...
Titanic! No,
Cadillac.
wait, I've changed my mind. It's an aircraft carrier.
That's really big.
That, gentlemen, is how you do it. It's a 1989 Cadillac Brougham sedan. What do you think?
Well, this is terrible.
It's like a long walk round it. It's a really long walk.
I like
It
that,
doesn't
though.
just move up and down, look.
It's going from side to side.
Have you seen the roads around here? That is a perfect car for the environment. $900.
And you can see why.
It's had a repair. Well, Lee, don't do that.
Oh.
No, it's got
leave it.
newspaper in
You
it.
can date it, find out when it was repaired.
It was a Wednesday.
What size engine is this thing, guy?
5-litre V8. It's not fast, but it is
You don't
fabulously
say
fast.
it's not fast. Is it not, mate? I took one look and thought, oh, it's like a Lotus Exige.
James then turned on our cars.
The wheels are odd.
No, I've got an alloy. That's my alloy. Check out my alloy.
This has just been made out of bits.
It hasn't. How do you...
Smells of bodies. Oh, it does smell a bit ripe.
Hold on, this...
Oh, that's the clothes of the last person they killed.
It is!
Oh, my...
Oh, God, no!
That's the last person the driver killed. Don't know. The poor man was trying to get out.
James and I bought cars.
Yes.
You've bought a pickup truck. Now, the reason yours is in better condition is because it's just a pickup truck.
It's lovely. I'm delighted
I
with it.
quite like the pickup truck.
Oh, come
Oh,
on.
come
What,
on.
compared
This
to
is the
Camaro?
land of the pickup truck.
Well, you don't like the Camaro?
I'm sorry, I don't. Well, I do. I mean, one of those in good nick, yes. Yours is a dog.
It isn't.
Jeremy.
But every one of us has got something better than you get from a rental desk at an airport.
Oh, yeah. Know what to do.
The start point for our trade mission was Bombay. A vibrant, teeming mass of 20 million potential customers.
I am the first to arrive, and as you possibly wouldn't expect, I don't appear to have done this quite right. This is a Series 1 Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow from 1976. And some of you will be saying, you should have brought a modern Rolls-Royce, but there's two reasons why I couldn't. Firstly, I had a budget of just £7,000. And secondly, a modern Rolls-Royce is, of course, a German car, whereas this one was hand-wrought in Crewe in a factory that used to make Merlin engines for Spitfires out of the finest British car-making materials. It is Her Majesty the Queen with a tax disc and lovely carpet.
At this point, Jeremy arrived.
Behold!
In easily the most inappropriate car it's possible to imagine.
You stupid man.
What's wrong with it?
We're here representing Britain.
Yes.
And all that's great about Britain. And you
Yes.
have brought along a Jaguar XJS and almost certainly our country's historical most unreliable car.
This is the Celebration model.
Is it celebration of what? It's production
Celebrating-
finally coming to an end.
60 years of Jaguar. Special wheels, special colour-coordinated bumpers, 4-litre, straight-six engine.
That thing has a reputation for stopping.
James, as I recall, the braking system and the steering in this is controlled by hydraulics.
That is right.
Now, if this car were to break down in the Rolls-Royce factory next to the team that built it, they wouldn't be able to mend it. You're in India.
Yes.
If your hydraulics go wrong,
Yes.
you are out. You are an embarrassment to the nation. And can I just say, this vinyl roof, he's just put the vinyl over the guttering. This is not an advertisement. If you were advertising millets, tenting...
Look, this car helped cement the very special Anglo-Indian relationship.
How?
The favoured car of the Maharajas. They sold hundreds of cars to Indian
Only
Rolls-Royce.
because Jaguar wasn't around then. All of the Maharajas would have had XJSs.
They wouldn't.
They would.
At this point, something very small arrived. In a Mini.
God, that is an absolute nuisance.
That's quite a good idea, actually, but don't tell him. Hammond, you idiot.
You idiot.
Is that a good idea? I'm not... Is it?
Is
this
it a good idea? It's genius. Just to clarify this, what it is a classic Mini Cooper Sport. One of the very last ones built, in fact. Year
That is-
2000.
That is immaculate.
Isn't it?
That's pretty
It
tidy.
really is.
This is India, though. It's a big old place, and this is a
Yes.
small old car.
And come on, lads, you both know it is the home of the small car.
Was.
No, it still is. What
Was.
matters most in India is how big it is inside, how small it is outside, and how many people you can get in.
Now, that's just racist.
What?
When India was emerging,
Yeah.
they saw the car as a tool. But now that India has emerged and is one of the economic superpowers, everybody's going to want something with a great long
Yeah, because what happens
thrusting...
next is the country grows out of the great long thrusting, whatever it is they feel they need, and they come back to wanting, yes, style and practicality and convenience. And look at it.
Yes, we're trying to say that Britain is a great country and that we have things to offer a country which has succeeded.
Such as this. Not
No.
a tired old Jaguar, and that's a shadow.
It is.
How far do you think he's going to get in that?
Well, I think he's probably finished, isn't he? That's it, really.
Let's see.
Hammond and May then ganged up on my Jag.
I should point out the bits that will go wrong.
Yes. All of those. Yeah.
See all those little relays and things and those
they'll go
connectors made in the Midlands, they'll go wrong. Cooling system, they'll go wrong.
Oh, it's
Is
okay,
this-
because some of the relays are made in Spain.
Warwick services on the M40, and Jeremy was first to arrive.
This is what I've bought. It's a Rover SD1 styled to look like a Ferrari Daytona, and it does. This particular model has the 3.5-litre V8 engine, and inside you will find plum-coloured Vulgalore upholstery. It's got a stereo radio cassette that doesn't work. It's got cruise control that doesn't work, an electric sunshine roof that doesn't work. But as a result of these small, niggly little faults, I was able to get this bucket of magnificence for just 1,100 of my pounds.
The next contender arrived.
Wait, there's a car arriving here with no one behind the wheel. It must be Hammond, and it's a Dolly Sprint.
What do you think?
Yeah, look at that.
First ever production car to have 16 valves, 4 per cylinder.
Wow.
And the first British saloon car to have alloy wheels as standard.
Wow.
It's up there.
And, I seem to recall.
Yes,
Very
but,
sporty.
But hang on, real wood.
I know.
The only thing is they forgot to sand it. If you run, you get splinters off it. It's honest. It's made out of floorboards. It's unbelievable.
So how much did you pay of your own money?
1250-ish.
So you've gone over.
Because it's a classic, it's desirable, people want these things.
I talked Richard through the Rover's little foibles.
Little known fact about the Rover SD1 is that it was longer on one side because it was not very well made than it was on the other. Engine, good. Gearbox, good. Clutch, good.
Because these had central locking, electric
Yeah.
windows. Didn't people used to get trapped in them and killed?
Yeah. Your Dolly Sprint was the hot hatchback of its day, really.
Very much so.
So what's May got?
Morning.
And he's brought a piece of cheese. You brought a princess, James.
I have.
James, we're trying to prove that British Leyland occasionally made good cars.
You're not helping our case here.
Most interesting car they ever made, and most radical, and most modern.
Oh, look at the brown interior! Oh.
Brown, brown, brown.
It's brown and browner.
Brown was a 70s colour. This is a 1978 car. It's very interesting. It's in good condition.
Why is it interesting?
This was the first car in the world to obscure its wiper spindles under the bonnet.
Obscured windscreen wiper spindles. There's a reason to own one.
At the time, it was important.
What's the
And it-
suspension in this? It was
Hydrogas.
hydrogas, so it's
Very.
Very low.
No, that's how it should be.
It's
on
very
one
low on
side.
that side and very high.
It's actually broken, James.
It's leaked.
This car, the Dolly Sprint, was driven in the professionals.
Yes.
This featured in the video of Don't You Want Me Baby by the Human League. This was driven by Terry Scott in Terry and Jude.
I know.
Enough said.
Now, at this point, we'd normally receive our challenge, but spitefully, the production team said we had to drive 40 miles to go and get it. 40 miles? No problem at all.
To horse.
Come on. Yeah. God. The key won't turn in my ignition.
Mine doesn't start at all.
Hang on, James. Which slovenly Midlander built this? The steering lock's gone on. God. I like it here.
It's a shame to move on from such a glorious
It's a
spot.
lovely morning.
I'm just letting my engine breathe, get some air.
Yes.
Eventually, the Rover screeched into life. I got my dolly going as well, and we were on our way.